To understand why Jesus' parable of the Good Samaritan was so shocking, we need to look at why the Samaritans were despised by the Jews and what made their relationship so complicated. The hostility began in 722 BC when the Assyrians conquered the northern kingdom of Israel, including Samaria. The Assyrians forcibly relocated many Israelites and brought in foreigners to settle the land. These new inhabitants intermarried with the remaining Israelites, blending their pagan practices with the worship of Yahweh. To the Jews, this mixture of foreign customs and idolatry was seen as a betrayal of their faith. Samaritans built their own temple on Mount Gerizim, rejecting Jerusalem as the center of worship. They followed a version of the Torah, but rejected the Jewish prophets and traditions. Tensions escalated when the Samaritans actively opposed the Jews' efforts to rebuild Jerusalem after the Babylonian exile. They even tried to undermine the project, solidifying their reputation as enemies of the Jewish people. To the Jews, Samaritans weren't just different. They were traitors who had corrupted the true faith with foreign influences. This deep-seated resentment led to open hostility, with Jews avoiding contact and viewing Samaritans as spiritually and morally corrupt. So when Jesus told the parable of the Good Samaritan, he introduced a shocking twist. A Jewish man is beaten and left for dead on the road, ignored by a priest and a Levite, figures expected to help. But a Samaritan, someone considered awful and despised, stops and shows compassion. To Jesus' audience, the idea of a Samaritan being the hero was almost unthinkable. Samaritans were seen as the worst of enemies, and yet Jesus made one the example of true love and mercy, challenging deep-rooted prejudices. By elevating a Samaritan as the model neighbor, Jesus wasn't just telling a story. He was dismantling centuries of animosity, urging his followers to see beyond labels and divisions. Through this radical parable, Jesus taught that compassion knows no boundaries and that true faith is shown through actions, not just words. He redefined what it means to love your neighbor, challenging us all to go and do likewise.